Hello, dear friends. It is Keith and Trish, and we're really excited to give you our March update. We're going to be sharing with you about our transition into a new role. We're also going to share with you an update on the Tidewater Marriage Initiative, and then some really cool updates on our family.
It's hard to believe, just a little over 2 weeks ago, our backyard was covered in 20 inches of snow, and today the daffodils are blooming. Wanted to give you a peek at that. In this beautiful spring weather. We are transitioning as well. As the seasons transition, we are headed toward Orlando, Florida, and not Virginia, as we had been preparing. I think during the slowdown of COVID, we reevaluated and really began to seek God about what it was He wanted us to do to make a larger impact for the kingdom. And He just moved our hearts to apply for a position that is within local movements. And that will mean Keith will be on the leadership team in charge of all the Weekend to Remembers across the nation. And together we'll be serving in what is called pilot cities, which is the Weekend to Remember, moving towards fanning into flames a move of God around marriage, using the Weekend to Remember as a catalytic event, and the teams there as disciplers and city changers.
Yep, so we're excited about that. We are still hoping to serve as reps for the Tidewater and Williamsburg areas. The best thing we can provide to our leadership is that field level experience that we have, and so we're working to hold on to that. So it's something you can pray for as we sort out what the role looks like, that God will give us the grace to stay in that place as well. We also wanted to give you an update on the Tidewater Marriage Initiative. We know many of you have been praying for it, and to this point we've had 15 churches that have held either an Art of Marriage or Vertical Marriage, and over 900 people have attended those events.
Whoop, whoop.
And it has not just been a ministry of wisdom, but of power in the Holy Spirit. We've seen couples that are separated, a number of them that are separated coming in, that left together. One of them was invited on the Friday before the event, and Sunday night, after 10 months of separation, by Sunday night, they had moved back together. Trish and I were able to go last weekend, and we facilitated one of the events in Suffolk. It was a great joy for us, and just to give you a picture, this is what was happening in all the events, but we had, during the first break, after the couples did a project where they drew a picture of themselves and Jesus on a tandem bike, I was talking with a man, and he ended up, as he was telling me just where he was in life, he showed me his picture. And in his picture, he was on the bike, but Jesus was on the road hitchhiking. And he looked up at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, "How did I get to this place where Jesus isn't on the bike with me anymore?" And that's the kind of revelation and move that we saw God doing in people's hearts. Also, coming out of that event, we had 3 different couples say they wanted to start small groups. And all of them over the past week have initiated that. They've been sending invitations. One of those couples is starting a small group in a Spanish-speaking neighborhood in Tidewater, which we're really excited about. We also had some people there who weren't believers, and their comment at the end of the getaway was, "When can we do this again? And can we bring all our friends back with us?" So that was real exciting for us. We want to reach those who don't know Jesus, and to hear that kind of heart response from them was a great encouragement. That team, that Norfolk team, still has 5 more events in March, April, and May. 5 more churches that are holding events, so pray that God will continue to move. Williamsburg is launching a large virtual small group to sow into the marriage champions throughout the peninsula, Williamsburg, and Richmond. So they're excited about going into that, and even more excited that they do have a Weekend to Remember in the fall. We have a contract for the Williamsburg Lodge, and they are stoked about that.
Yeah, we just got back from visiting our daughter Perry and son-in-law Lucas and their wonderful family up in New Hampshire. We were up there for Clara's first birthday, and we got to spend a week of just being Grams and Papa. It was a lot of fun.
It was great. They are changing so much. They're amazing. One of the funniest things that happened was Trish and Perry would be having an adult conversation, and Iris came up and crossed her legs and
put her hands in her lap. She said, "It's so bad. It's just so bad." That was her synopsis of adult conversation. Oh, it was kind of a light bulb came on as well. It's like, okay.
Merritt and Alan have moved. Merritt has lots of allergies, and they discovered just incredible amounts of mold in their existing apartment, and they made an appeal, and the owners released them from their lease, and they found a new apartment that is less expensive and meets their needs. So we were very grateful for God's grace in that.
So just join us in prayer for her continued healing. She's still suffering from a lot of pain, just not really understanding what's going on exactly, but pray for her complete healing.
Yep. And Jacob was in an accident at the end of January, one he shouldn't have survived, but he and the other 3 people did. He is recovering well. His 3 broken ribs, broken wrist, and broken hand, all recovering. He's just about to the point where he's starting to exercise again, and he's excited about that.
Yep, so you can just join us in prayer that our house would sell and we could make a transition to Orlando pretty smoothly in God's timing. And I know, like you guys, we're really ready for spring and summer, and thankful that it seems COVID is kind of under control for the time being. And it's just been a crazy year. Just this time last year, COVID had just hit. So we have been it's been sobering as we've lost a lot of friends and partners, and know that we are keeping you in prayer as well, knowing that there is just a tangible loss during this season, and sure makes heaven more of a reality. And I think part of that, all that happening, really caused us to want to, God, what can we do? What can we do to make a difference this side of eternity? And how can we serve you with everything we have? And we just thank you so much for your partnership in that. And we're thankful for the way that you are serving Christ and loving in your homes and in your work and in your individual ministries. So just so grateful for you guys.
Yep, we love you and we want to be praying for you. So if you can respond to this text or email just with how we can be praying for you in this difficult season, we want to be with you. We love you and look forward to seeing you soon.